a good time. Put a smile on your face, yeah. Can be Cam and Elation Radio. Even brighten your day and help you through the night. Bring you good music. Can be Cam and Elation Radio. And here's your host, Kimmy Kim.
In all your ways, much more. Let your light shine. Your words, girl, you're so beautiful, 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 beautiful. Girl, you are so beautiful. He gave you the moon, the stars, the sun. He gave you everything. He gave you the pearls, the fur, the diamond necklace, and the ring.
Happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday. Thank you for joining me today on Next Level with Trenace. I am so happy that you are spending 60 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, or give or take of your time of your Saturday with me. Today we are talking about neighborhoods. Neighborhoods. So if you know me, you know that if you talk to me, sometimes I may say, I'm born and bred in Chicago, and when I die, I'm going to be Chicago dead. I'm from the west side of Chicago, at least that's where I was raised. My grandparents, their parents are all from North Carolina. As a matter of fact, Black Bottom, North Carolina. They call that area Black Bottom for a special reason, which I won't go into. But I'm tracking my history like that so we can get a base for where we're going with this about neighborhoods. So my mother, she's from North Carolina as well, and she moved, I guess, maybe when she was maybe 8 or 9, and she was raised on 43rd and Federal, and then she moved to 79th and Everhard. And that's where I was born and lived for, my young life until we became military children. You follow me? So now we're going through a history to track my neighborhood, and then we're going to move into neighborhoods and what the meaning of that is. We went to private school. My mother, as a single mother, she sent us to private school. My parents were divorced when I was, I guess, like 6 or 7 years old. So we were military kids, and we lived a couple of different places as we were growing up until they were divorced. But when we came back to Chicago, we were on the west side, and that's where I was, on the west side. And I went to Resurrection Catholic School, the upper crust of Catholic schools. And then I transferred to St. Malachy, which I say made me a lot of who I am today. But St. Malachy was in the hood, man. It was in the middle of Henry Horner projects. So imagine that. I knew nothing about that lifestyle. Then I went to a magnet school, a math and science school that was on the north side of Chicago. Are you figuring out where we're going yet? So we're talking about neighborhoods based on the location of a neighborhood, and then we're going to move into location. Then we're going to move into neighborhood based on who we are connected to and how that is beneficial or not, or to our detriment of remaining in some neighborhoods. So then I moved away. I've lived in a lot of different places and met a lot of different people. So now here we are. Location is moving from a physical location to who I am connected to and their location, where they are in my neighborhood. As I grew up as a grown woman, and as you grew up as a grown and became a grown person, you either stayed in the same neighborhood, because guess what? Some people don't know how to get from the west side of Chicago to the south side of Chicago. I did, because my granddaddy lived on the south side of Chicago. I went to school on the north side of Chicago. So you know what that meant? I met different people in different neighborhoods. Like we all do as we become adults, if we get a job, not if we get a job, but when we get a job, we meet different people, hopefully. Our work environments, our shopping environments, our entertainment environments, we meet different people in different environments, right? If you get a business like me, you meet people that are in different environments doing different things from you, but like you all, you have something in common, a business, looking to build business, relationships, networking, connections. So this is how the neighborhood is coming into play. And now I'm going to go back and do a little bit of history so you'll kind of understand what people of color kind of remain in the same neighborhood that they were born and raised in. Generally speaking, not all of us, but some of us remain in the same west side, north side, south side, east side. And it's like that no matter what city you are in. It's like that where we don't move away very far away from mom and them, right? So I was watching a documentary a couple of years ago. And this documentary talked about sharecropping. And it talked about when people got tired of sharecropping at that location, left that plantation, because although they were sharecropping, they were still working at that same plantation that they were slaves at. So when they left that location to go somewhere else for whatever reason, maybe it was romance, maybe it was an offer at a different life for a different money, because that's human nature. We do that, right? The overseer would go back and find that person and bring them back to the location that they were sharecropping at. So mentally, we were all set up to kind of stay in the location that we were already connected to. Some of us leave because, like I said, I've lived a lot of different places. So that's the other part. So when you think about neighborhood, or when I think about neighborhood, because I think of things more, think of things more on a larger scale than I do on a small scale. So me as a business woman, when I wrote my first book, that was my introduction to business. That was my introduction to coaching. That was my introduction to a new neighborhood, because this neighborhood was new to me because I met new people that were doing new things to me, doing things. It was a neighborhood, a different exposure. I got a different exposure by going into this different neighborhood called business, tapping into new people in business, people in coaching, people in real estate, people doing things that I had maybe heard of, but I had not necessarily seen. And then as I expanded my business, AKA my neighborhood, I met new people and new networks doing bigger and grander things than what I had knowledge of from the beginning, the very beginning, and what I had knowledge or seen at my next level of going into a new neighborhood. So now, as we all graduate and connect to new people, hopefully we're not still connected to the same people, because that kind of speaks to undevelopment and a lack of growth, right? So as we go into new neighborhoods, new connections, meeting new people, going new places, seeing new things, we're going into a new neighborhood, a new bubble, a new experience, seeing something that we hadn't seen before, or seeing something on a larger scale that we had access to before. So why neighborhood was important to me to talk about is because right now my neighborhood has expanded at a level where I'm seeing things that, again, I had not seen. Well, I have kind of seen them, but I know people that are doing these different things. So now let's go back to you. So it's important for us to get exposure for different people, places, and things to develop, to grow, to change, to be better, and even to be who we were divinely created to be. Because I'm not that, as much as I say, and I'm from the west side of Chicago, born and raised, the west side is the best side, and all of that other stuff, I'm still her. But I'm exposed to different neighborhoods because I'm willing to go a block over, and to go a block over, and to go a block over, and to go a couple of blocks over, and to catch a train and go somewhere else and see something else that I heard about, and to get on a flight and see something else that I heard about. This is neighborhood. And as you expand your neighborhood, you become a part of a community that other people may be looking into your neighborhood saying, wow, that's dope. How can I do that? You are exposing, showing, see, because the thing is, someone is watching you. Someone is watching you. It may be your children. It may be family and friends. It may be just some random person that sees you take that same route to the grocery store, the same route to the restaurant, the same route to taking your kids to whatever activity that they're now being involved in as the world is opening up, right? Consider that your neighborhood as an individual is allowing somebody else's neighborhood as an individual to expand, to grow. What are you showing people in the neighborhood? I know for me right now, I've been seeing some neighborhoods that are making me like, dang, rethink my next move into a bigger house in this new neighborhood, right? Because we always want to be able to do more in a different, as we grow into our new neighborhoods. You go from an apartment, you go from an apartment to a loft. Maybe you go from a loft into a house. Maybe you go from a house into a larger house. Maybe you go from a larger house into a mansion, a mini mansion. So that's our life, period. That's our life. It's not just about tangible moving into a house, but your mind is moving to a different location every time you are exposed to a new neighborhood, person, place, or thing, or network, a connection, somebody that is doing something different but the same, somebody that's doing something the same but bigger, somebody that's doing the same but better. And what this whole neighborhood looks like is a community of people supporting each other, uplifting each other, loving each other, helping each other, tapping them on the shoulder, no, don't do that. Pushing them in the back and telling them, go harder. So the importance of community, the importance of neighborhood is community. Because you can't be in a neighborhood without a community, right? And you can't really have a community without a neighborhood. So you all know that I like to give homework assignments. Whether you see me on live, on Facebook, whether you see me on Instagram, wherever you see me, you know I like to give you something to think about in a new perspective, in a new light, to grow and develop who you are. Because no matter how old you are, you should be growing and developing and stretching and bending and changing. What I want you to do is track your life, because I can track my family back to North Carolina, and I can track that family in North Carolina back a little bit further. But I want you to track the people that you know. Let's go with your great-grandparents or your grandparents. I know my great-grandmother, so I know where she came from. She's from Black Bottom for real. And for them, that Black Bottom was a piece of land that was given to my great-grandmother's mother because she was a midwife. But right now, I'm helping you birth something, so I guess I'm a midwife too. So I want you to track back. You don't have to go back that far. Go back to your grandparents, parents, and then see where you are in that location. And did you leave the west side of Chicago? Did you leave the south side, the north side, the east side? Did you leave your city? Can you get to Mom and them house in 15 minutes? And then look at your workspace. Who do you network with in your workspace? How are you connected to someone in not only your workspace, but if you have a business? How are you connected? Are you the smartest person in the group? As smart as I am not the smartest person in my group that I talk to on a regular basis. My circle, I'm not the smartest person. They say I'm pretty smart, but I know that I'm not the smartest person. That's why I'm connected to them, because they have grown my neighborhood. And then consider looking over a couple of blocks over. Who are the people that you have seen in other neighborhoods maybe doing the same thing as you or doing something a little bit different from you that you would like to try to expand your neighborhood? Go over a couple of blocks, right? Neighborhood and neighbors are so important because they show us how we can be better, how we can do better. And when you're in a community of neighborly people that are willing to help you do better, do more, see better, that's just expansion of your neighborhood, right? So I'm going to end this with that homework assignment. We're expanding our neighborhoods because right now I see so much stuff in different neighborhoods. I just imagine me running around like a kid with their arms out, just running free, looking at all of the things in my current neighborhood, peeping over that fence in that other neighborhood and see what's going on with there and say, yeah, I like that. See how they doing that. I wonder how they doing that. Is that something that I need for me? Will that help me be a better me so I can help other people be better? That's the importance of community and getting out of your neighborhood. When I think about the so many people that didn't know how to get on the bus when I was growing up and go from the west side of Chicago to the south side of Chicago to the north side of Chicago to the east side of Chicago, I often wonder at my age, did they ever figure out how to get out of their neighborhood and become exposed to other people, places, and things that were doing something different than them? Maybe not necessarily better, but something different from them that would allow them to build and develop into different people. So that part is neighborhood. That part of neighborhood becomes community. And those two parts put together effectively develop a successful change. By sharing, as I say, popsicles, sharing information for us to be better, do better, be more, and do more. So that's all I got. Unless I had someone come in, that's all I got. Your homework assignment for this next week, or until I come back week after next, is I'm preparing to do something super special with my daughter and some other things that I have going on. I want you to look at your neighborhood and then look at your community and see, are there things that, are you still remaining in the same neighborhood because it feels good? You don't want to change. It's consistent. It's good to be consistent with some things, like getting up at the same time, working out at the same time, consistent at driving the same route to work, going the same route to do something, wearing the same style clothes. You have to change it up. You have to shake it up. What are you willing to shake up in your neighborhood to create a better community? And community may not just be outside, because charity starts at home and spreads abroad. So your community or your ministry starts inside your home. How are you helping the people in your house, in your unit, develop? Because those are your neighbors too. That's your neighborhood too. How are you helping them be better, do better, be more, do more? Because that is community, and community develops a neighborhood and allows you to branch off and see and grow and develop a bigger, better community. So with that, I'm going to call it a wrap. Thank you so much for joining me today on Next Level with Trenace. Thank you for rocking with me every other Saturday. COVID is still out here, although the vaccinations are out here. Everybody is not being vaccinated. Be safe. Be wise. Continue to do those things that we were taught when we were little kids in preschool. Cover your mouth when you cough and sneeze. Wash your hands. The ultimate act of self-love is making yourself priority. And you're making yourself priority every time you activate these actions of caring for you. And the other thing, stay in the house if you don't have to be out. Because I don't really go out a whole lot. And join me Saturday after next on next. Well, maybe it'll be next Saturday because this was supposed to be last Saturday. Join me on Next Level with Trenace. I love you. Be authentic. And thank you for letting me help you be great. See you next time.
Took me a while to get to this place. I'm so glad I made